Hi friends, welcome back to your practice. I am Katie Arnold and today's class is all about shifting our perspective. It's taking a look at things from a different angle, from someone else's shoes, from being able to see a different point of view. So this class is going to be a nice slow flow. We're not going to take anything too fast, but we will still build strength and you'll still build a little bit of heat in your body. You don't need any props for this class today, so I will meet you on your mats. All right, so we will get started in a child's pose. Bringing those big toes to touch, knees out nice and wide. Walk those fingertips forward, letting that forehead come all the way down onto the mat. Letting those sit bones pull down towards the heels, relaxing the belly, letting go of any need to do anything. Child's pose is this moment where we are really able to find rest and find stillness. So let the ego melt away. To find comfort, protection. So just finding a few breaths here in this safe space for our practice today. Thinking back to this idea of changing our perspective. It's not always the easiest thing to face, to look at, to notice. This is going to be a really safe space for us to do so today. Just allowing yourself to have this moment to be here, to notice. And start to walk your fingertips forward a little bit more, and then take them all the way over towards the left side of your mat. Maybe stacking that right hand on top of the left to go a little bit deeper. And then notice how that right hip tries to pop up a little bit, and think about pulling it back down towards the right heel. So you might not actually move, but think about really stretching all the way through that right side body. Walking those hands back through center and taking them over to the right side. This time the left hand maybe stacks on top of the right. And coming back through center, start to press yourself up to a neutral tabletop position. Wrists are going to come under the shoulders, knees under the hips, nice long spine. Inhale, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale through cow, heart shines forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale through cat, spine rounds. Moving a few more times through this cow, through this cat pose, warming up the spine, waking up the body. And coming back through your neutral tabletop position, keep that left hand down. Inhale, reach that right arm up and open. And then exhale, thread the needle. Right arm is going to come underneath the left. That right ear might come down to the mat. Left arm can stay right where it is, or you might walk it forward to the top of the mat. That can feel kind of nice. Keeping those hips high. And start to walk that left hand back. Inhale, reaching that right arm up and open. And exhale, take it back down to your neutral tabletop. Taking that over to the other side, right hand stays down. Inhale, left arm reaches. And exhale, thread the needle. Left arm underneath the right, left cheek or left ear down. Walk those right fingertips forward if that feels good. Or just keep that right hand right where it was. And walking that right hand back, pressing into the hand. Inhale, sweeping that left arm up. And exhale, back down through tabletop. Curling those toes under and then sending the hips high, downward facing dog. Pedal out those heels, bending one knee, bending the other. Walking out this downward facing dog. And then start to walk those feet in just a little bit, shortening your downward facing dog stance. Press into that right hand and take that left hand and reach it underneath you, grabbing onto the outside of that right ankle or shin, depending on what's available for you today. Gazing back behind that right side, so we get a little bit of a twist here. And gently bringing that left hand back down to the mat, shifting the weight over into the left hand. Then release that right hand to grab the outside of the left heel, left ankle, left hip, again, whatever is available to you today. Gazing underneath that left armpit. And bringing that hand back down to the mat. Come back to that general downward facing dog stance and start to walk your hands all the way to the back of your mat. Finding a nice forward fold. Taking a few gentle sways side to side. Bringing those hands to your shins. Inhale, take a nice halfway lift, long spine, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Again, inhale up halfway. Exhale and fold. One more time, inhale up halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping those arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart center. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, those arms reach up nice and high. Exhale, find a baby back bend, cactusing those arms, puffing that chest forward. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, nice and slowly hinging at your hips, folding forward. Inhale for that halfway lift, that flat back. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Walk those hands all the way out to a high plank. Once you get there, really setting up a nice stable foundation in this high plank. We're looking to create a nice long line from the crown of our head through the heels of our feet. Pulling that belly button up and towards the spine. Maybe feeling that shake right away. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Keeping those hands underneath your shoulders. Rolling the shoulders down the back. Pull the elbows in close to the side of the body. Toenails pressing down into the mat. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the chest, finding a baby cobra. Elbows still hugging in close to the side of the body. Very little weight in those hands. Gaze is down and just slightly forward. Pressing those toes down into the mat, active legs. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press yourself up through a tabletop or high plank. That choice is yours. What do you want out of this class? Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, send that right leg high behind you. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Nice low lunge. Soften that left knee down to the mat. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath, hands framing that front foot. Curling those left toes under. Inhale, lift that left knee. Keep that left hand planted. Inhale, reach that right arm high. Low twisting lunge. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, plant that right hand down. Step it back, downward facing dog. One full round of breath between sides. Inhale, send that left leg high behind you. Exhale, step it through, really bringing it in towards the nose. And then softening that right knee down to the mat. Hands staying here, framing that left foot. Left knee tracking over that right ankle. Or left knee over the left ankle, there we go. That'd be something. Feeling that stretch through the front of the right hip. Now curl those right toes under. Inhale, lift that right knee. Right hand stays planted, lifting that left arm high, finding your low twisting lunge. Pressing down through that hand, reaching up through the left fingertips. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, plant that left hand down, step it back, downward facing dog. One full round of breath. Inhale, shift it forward to plank. Stay for your exhale. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Tops of your feet to the mat. Inhale up, baby cobra. Stay for the breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale up through tabletop or high plank. Exhale, back down dog. Full round of breath. One more full round. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Stay for your breath out. One more inhale, feel the fire. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Tops of your feet to the mat. Inhale up, baby cobra. Stay for the breath out. Strong back body, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale up through tabletop or high plank. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. One more full round of breath and we move on. Inhale, send that right leg back behind you.
Hug that knee in towards the nose and step it all the way through. Plant that right or that left heel all the way down on the mat. So you might have to shorten your stance a little bit. Then start to sweep the arms up, finding our warrior one. So you want this to feel like you're on railroad tracks, not a tightrope. So if it feels that way, heel toe those feet a little bit further apart from one another. Right foot a little bit more towards the right side of your mat. Reaching up through those fingertips. Pressing down through the outside edge of that left foot. Engage that core. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, finding a bind at your low back. Clasping your hands together. Inhale, puff that chest up, pull that bind down. Really pulling those shoulder blades back. And on your exhale, start to fold forward, bringing that right shoulder towards the inside of that right thigh. Letting that bind reach up and forward. If this is too much in your shoulders, I want you to release it and just bring the hands to the low back. And then find a spot on your mat that you can rest your gaze. You can easily get a little bit wobbly here. We're kind of playing with balance in a lot of ways. So find something that you can rest your gaze. One more round of breath. And then nice and gently, inhale, coming back up through your warrior one. No need to move too fast, especially if you're someone who gets a little dizzy as we change heights here. We're moving slowly through this practice today. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, open up to your warrior two. So I like to widen out my stance. Working on a heel to arch alignment with those feet. Gazes over that front middle finger. And let the shoulders relax down the back. Breath in. Breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Strong legs. Next inhale, reach up for star pose, heels in, toes out, reaching nice and big. And then exhale, goddess squat. Sink that seat down, cactus those arms, pull those shoulder blades back behind you. Being mindful not to let those low ribs jut forward, engage that core center. Breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. All 10 toes point towards the long edge of your mat and hinge at those hips to fold forward. Take a breath in, let it go. Inhale up halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant that left hand down in front of your face. Inhale, reach that right arm high, taking a nice twist. Stay for the breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, coming back down through center, placing that right hand underneath the face. Inhale, the left arm reaches high, taking your twist to the other side. Big breath in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, up halfway, lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front of your mat. Soften that left knee down to the mat. And inhale, sweep both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Really feeling that stretch through the front of that left hip. Pulling in that core strong. Keeping that breath flowing, noticing if it's trying to get away from you. One more inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down to the mat, curl the left toes under, step it back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. I'm going to switch around to the other side so that way I can face you. Breath in, breath out. Inhale that left leg back behind you.
Exhale, bring that knee to your nose and step that left foot all the way through. Plant that right heel to the mat. Again, maybe stepping it up slightly. Look down at those feet. If you're on a tightrope, widen out that stance. Strong foundation.
And then come up to find your warrior one. Arms reaching up and overhead. Shoulders relaxing down the back. Strong foundation, strong breath, strong core. One more inhale. Exhale, find that bind at your low back. Taking the opposite grip from before, so the one that feels a little funny, right? Inhale, pull that bind down, puff that chest up, shoulder blades pull back together. And then exhale, start to fold forward, bringing that left shoulder on the inside of the left knee. Reaching that bind up and overhead. Again, if that doesn't feel good, hands come down to your low back, right? Where is your body at today? What does it need? Finding that point to rest your gaze, really using that to your benefit here, especially if your balance is being challenged. And then nice and slowly releasing that bind, coming back up through your warrior one. Staying here for the exhale. One more inhale, find your strength. Exhale, open up warrior two. So again, maybe widening out that stance. Hips now pointing towards the long edge of our mat. Looking down at that left knee, if you see the knee tracking inward, kind of caving inwards towards the big toes, I want you to think about opening it up, letting it push more towards the outside toes of that left foot. One more round of breath. Inhale, coming up through your star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat, sink that seat down, cactus those arms. Breath in, breath out. Feeling the shake in the legs. One more inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward fold.
Stay for a full round of breath. Hands can come down onto the mat, let it ground you. Plant that left hand down underneath the face. Inhale, reach that right arm high. Breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, back down through center. Place that right hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches high. Breath in. Exhale, back down through center. Fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Soften that right knee down to the mat. Inhale, sweep those arms up, finding your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. Left knee over the left ankle. Strong core. Still breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, fingertips down onto the mat. Curl those right toes under. Step back, downward facing dog. Finding your breath if you lost it. And bringing those knees down onto the mat. Rolling onto one hip. Swinging both legs around in front of you. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Knees out nice and wide.
And instead of bringing those heels in as close to the body as you can get, I want you to allow them to come a little bit further out so we create more of a diamond shape with the legs. And just starting by sitting up nice and tall. Breathing from your sit bones all the way up through the crown of your head. Taking one more inhale, nice long spine. And on your exhale, start to fold forward, hinging at those hips, grabbing onto what's available to you, the feet, the ankles, the calves. Just going as far down as is comfortable for you, and knowing that you probably won't go as far as you can maybe some other days. Or maybe you can't go as far as you would if your heels were in closer. Challenge yourself to be okay with wherever you're at today. Shifting our perspective and seeing things from a different point of view isn't just always about seeing things from someone else's point of view. Sometimes it's being open to see things differently within ourselves. And sitting back up nice and tall, extending both legs out long on your mat. Bring that left knee in, hop that left foot up and over the right leg. Inhale, reaching both arms high. Exhale, take a twist over to the left, planting that left hand behind the left hip. And then you can bring that right elbow towards the outside of that left knee. If this is too much, then I want you to just reach that right arm around and hug that left knee into the chest. Knowing that this pose only has to go as deep as is available to you today. Gaze might come over that left shoulder if that's accessible. And inhaling, coming back through center. Extending that left leg out long. This time bringing that right leg in, hopping it up and over the left. Inhale, both arms reach. And exhale, twist to the right. Planting that right hand behind that right hip. Either left elbow to the outside of the right knee or hugging that right knee into the chest. And wherever you are, think about still creating a nice long spine. So crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling. You're just slowly starting to slow our practice down. And coming back through center. Planting both feet on the mat, knees up towards the ceiling. Start to lower yourself all the way down onto your mat. Once you get there, walking those feet in a little bit so you can tickle those ankles with your fingertips. We're gonna take bridge pose, but we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna take dynamic bridge. So we're not just going to lift the hips and hold, we're actually gonna lift and lower and lift and lower. Moving with our breath. So tuck that tailbone, inhale, lifting the hips up, reaching the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, slowly lower everything back down onto the mat. Your inhale lifts you up, hips up, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, lowering everything back down. 3 more times.
Go ahead and move with your breath. If it's at a pace that is different than mine, that's okay. I am on my last repetition. And then once you finish yours, bring your feet out nice and wide and knock your knees in towards one another. All meeting in this space to neutralize the spine again. And then we're going to bring the knees into your chest. Take them out nice and wide. Reach between your legs for the bottoms of your feet, finding our happy baby pose. Maybe taking a few gentle rocks side to side, massaging the low back. And bringing the knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins, curling up into a tiny little ball. Let your nose come to your knees. Take a big breath in. And exhale, release, finding your final Shavasana. Sending those legs out long on your mat, arms resting beside you. Releasing any need to control anything, the breath, the body. Allow the mind to settle into a place of stillness. Gently start to reawaken the body. Wiggle of the fingers and toes. A nice big breath in and out. Maybe reaching long from your fingertips to your toes. And rolling over onto one side, finding a fetal position. And gently pressing yourself back up.
finding an easy seat on your mat. Hands can rest on your knees or they can come through heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me. I am so grateful to have you here, have you a part of this community. Namaste. Hi friends, I'm just popping back in here real quick to ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Like this video, comment below, and if there's something specific that you want to see, let me know that as well. Go find me on Instagram at I am Katie Arnold, and I would love to bring a class just for you.